We're using the Z Aqua tint, and the color we came up with is 5 parts amber, 1 part wheat, and 5 parts water. The aqua tint is water soluble, so you could dilute these colors and get lighter shades of any of our colors just by adding water to it. Our green is 1 part of garden and 5 parts of water. Because we sanded this to a 220 grit, and this mix is so dense and hard, we're going to mist the entire top with water to open up the pores. That way it'll allow our stain to get absorbed better into the concrete. There's no secrets to any of this, it's just whatever you feel like doing. And you can see you don't have to have this applied like paint, where it's one solid color. It looks a lot more natural. And you could blend your colors together, let one run into the other one. When you're putting it on too, don't be afraid to leave some puddles in it, because that'll create darker areas in the finish, which actually in the end looks a lot nicer. The aqua tint is basically a water-based dye. It gets absorbed into the concrete really nice. First time you do this, you're probably going to be afraid that you're going to mess up, but you really can't mess up here. And you could always go back over it a second and a third and a fourth time and add more colors to give it the look you're looking for. Now you can see when you put it on and you leave it like this, you let that soak in, you'll have a darker vein going through here of the green, which will really look nice when it starts to dry and you put your sealer over it, because the sealer will bring out these colors. And depending on what kind of sealer you use, if we were to put an epoxy sealer on this, it would darken this up immensely. I mean, it would almost turn this green to a very, very dark green. The epoxy finishes really darken your tones that you're working with, where if you used our Cyacryl 14, it's more of a natural finish, or if you use the water-based aqua epoxy, that's the same thing. It's a very natural finish. It doesn't affect the color very much at all. You can see how the colors are starting to come together and give it a really neat effect. Over here where I left that green on heavier, we have like a darker green vein going through here. About a half an hour went by since we applied our stain. You can see it's pretty much dry. We got the effect that we were looking for. Now what we're going to do is wash it down with the towel and just clean water to get any residue off before we apply our sealer, because we don't want the sealer sticking to the residue. We want the sealer sticking to the concrete. You're going to see when we start to wash this down, some of the color will come off and we'll blend in these colors also a little nicer. The color that you're seeing now when we wet this is kind of how it's going to look when we put our sealer on top of it. We'll bring up the colors a little more like you're seeing now. You can see we took off some stain. It also blends it in a little nicer, gives it more natural look. All right, we're going to let this dry, come back tomorrow, and we're going to put our sealer on it.